All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 4, Episode 23.
Jotaro and Koichi are in a bit of a pickle.
They are in a bit of an explosive situation.
Yes, but so is Kira is the thing.
Yeah, now they haven't seen Kira yet.
Right, they just saw the handle of Kira.
Exactly. The little rover bomb exploding burrowed in the mouth of the store owner guy.
Yep.
And it was all just kind of a coincidence of him having to show up to get his suit right at the time we're there investigating the button. Hey, well, the investigating worked. Mm-hmm. We might now have a pretty close trail if this ends up being a thing of where they had like a close encounter, but they learn little bits about things about Kira there. Is that he's integrated into the town rather well.
Right.
Meaning that he's not like, in hiding or some, some loner hermit or what have you.
Right.
What that means is that they could probably do more investigative work based on the look of the suit and, they don't have to actually get physical evidence here in order to continue tracking and hunting him.
Yeah.
It would be very helpful.
Right, and first they just need to get out of this encounter, because this encounter's not over. It could
be. It's not over.
But
yeah, Kira could go on the offensive. I think Jotaro should be able to maneuver or outmaneuver any kind of offensive stuff from Kira, though.
Assuming he's okay, because he shielded Koichi from the blast.
Oh, that's true.
He might be a bit hurt.
I think he'll be okay.
Okay. Hey, if we got like a Mustang style, partially burned, or like Jotaro shot,
or more like some clothes torn kind of Jotaro revealing his muscles and everything like that. Yeah.
That'd be pretty great.
Yes, exactly. I think that we need to have more of the group kind of talking together and maybe utilize some of Joseph's Stan's abilities here. I think it'd be very helpful. But now it's time to chase you. We gotta chase you. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right. Awesome.
They are really lucky that one had a timer. Or at least Koichi's really lucky.
On some level, though, the timer didn't really change anything. They didn't move away because they heard the timer.
No, it's more of just Koichi getting protected by Jotaro.
Right, but I think Jotaro might not have... There's a potential that he did hear the timer. But what if what he did was basically saw that, wait, it burrowed into its mouth, but it's not being recalled. The energy around it isn't disappearing. Why is it still in the thing? It did its job. But then it's like, oh, something's gonna happen. I chase you, I gotta chase you, I gotta chase you, chase you, I gotta chase you. Wakeru, not inside that I chase you. Oh, Sheer Heart Attack, Part 1.
Oh, boy.
Oh!
Okay.
Oh!
And he's gone.
Yeah. Oh, did we already learn everything we needed? But... I knew Jotaro! I knew Jotaro got something! Wow! Oh, what a god! Jotaro! He just narrowed out like 85% of the town.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Whoa, the way they're distorting the environment to make it look like it's scary. This is Jotaro being actually really smart, because... Because Killer Queen could have touched, this entire store.
Okay.
So the fight isn't over. Oh.
Although this is like, wouldn't it make more sense to do it when he has prepared fully as opposed to just on the fly?
Oh. Actually, your echoes is very useful because it can touch things and interact with. Oh, no way. What the heck?
Oh boy.
Yep,
and then
nice.
throw it.
While time is stopped, he's beating the crap out of it, even though it could take all that damage before. Oh. It's still gonna blow up. Sheer heart attack.
Okay. So he has multiple little, like, abilities and stands almost that he can send off, you know, that are all part of his power. And that's how he can be, like, the one villain potentially from here on out.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Alright, alright. I think we should adjust our terrain strategy here. This thing is not getting hurt at all. Oh. Oh. Trying to pull it apart. Okay. Okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. Well done, Jotaro.
Okay.
Well done.
Interesting.
It's still going!
For some reason. Okay. Alright.
We need to utilize the secret technique, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Okay.
Oh. Oh crap, so Jotaro's wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Crap. The problem is that...
No, don't defeat him, just find him and then point him out for Jotaro.
Wow. What?
Uh-oh.
Alright, Jotaro.
But hey, if he was able to see through echoes, then maybe he would know that the stand user's blonde. Crap. Jotaro's gonna eat it. Wait. Oh, wow. Wow.
Wow.
That's amazing.
What? Jotaro!
So he's just gonna make fire.
It's like, whoa, what the?
Just get away from there, Jotaro.
Oh! Oh. Oh, dang. I mean, we've seen him take big hits before.
Yeah.
But
and that thing can blow up multiple times, so
well, I'm not sure it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
No way. No way. Holy crap, we actually could lose Jotaro here.
Yeah. Oh, see if it goes after the lights.
Alright, yep, secret technique. I mean, that is part of the dramatic tension of this show.
Yeah.
Specifically, when you have Crazy Diamond, you can bring everyone to the brink of death.
Right.
Ha! Oh no! That's creepy, just darkness coming for you. Wait, on some level, Koichi could just run, right?
And leave Jotaro to die.
And leave Jotaro, but let him know that he's there. Because if it's going after Koichi and it just stays constantly within Koichi's range, but not all the way there in melee. Oh, okay. Oh, Koichi's being drawn well. Yeah, here we go. Here we go.
All right.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
It should be you.
Oh, he's gonna catapult it. He's gonna catapult it towards.
Wow. Wow.
That's brilliant! Oh my gosh! Yes! That's amazing!
Wow.
Where?
Where are you?
You left the stove on.
Oh, no.
Araki's commentary on electric stoves. Ah, crap. Koichi miru. Just the fact that it keeps repeating that.
Hope Josuke gets there really quick. Is that actually... Wait.
Are you too weak to pull out your stand, or...
Or is it actually Act 3?
Oh!
No, it didn't. It didn't.
No, it
die.
molted, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Every time you fight, it gets stronger. You're a freaking Saiyan stand user.
Yeah.
What? It finally got like a humanoid look.
Yeah. Oh! That sounds
nice. Oh, it can talk
now. Have we ever seen a stand talk before?
Yeah, this one's been talking this whole time.
Oh, right.
Yeah, there's a lot that have talked, yeah. Wait, is that also Yuki Kaji? Voice acting echoes?
Maybe?
It sounds a little bit like a kid version of him. Alright, this is definitely a Koichi episode. Like, just... What is going on?
Yeah, I think it's Yuki Kaji. Well, that didn't work. Wow.
What? Wait, what
It's
did
gonna
you do?
freeze, and then it won't be able to move.
Trying to drag Jotaro around must be really tough. Oh! Oh, the effect's happening to him too!
大丈夫ですかいや、なんでもない。カップ代弁償させてくれ。帰るから勘定を頼む。
Oh!
お客様、バカな。左手に。
Whoa!
40-50キロの重りをつけられてる。もういい。何をなさるんで、お客様。ひどい。
スリーフリーズ。スリーとフリーがかけてありますね。アクト3。I
love how it can't explain what it's doing. It's like, I combine 3 and freeze, obviously. Oh, part 2 is gonna be him trying to retrieve his own stand. What the heck?
Wow.
What the heck?
That changes things.
What is going on?
Whoa. The dynamics are so completely different than it usually is.
Yeah,
like for stand battles. I love it.
Because, like, it's not about, you know, just the act of defeating the user. It's more figuring out the abilities. And it's something where each move of a stand being so unknown still means that it actually takes time in order to understand it. So Jotaro can be wrong while also being right, which slows down the understanding of the ability, but then the abilities being their own thing that you discover, not just the nature of the stand. Because sheer heart attack, while it is the stand, like it is the stand, there was a point where Killer Queen was out and sheer heart attack was out at the same time.
Right.
So sheer heart attack is an ability, but also the stand.
Yeah.
Because it hits our Kira.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Okay. That is that's an episode.
Yeah, that's an episode. We end up getting Jotaro nearly incapacitated. Well, he is incapacitated, I believe.
Yeah,
but
nearly
killed. And we have this stand that is the unstoppable force kind of thing. It just keeps coming. It explodes multiple times. I can't believe I missed that. Good catch on that. I thought that there were multiple ones.
That's what I thought at first too.
Yeah. And now basically it's what it is this constant explosion device that burrows into a person and then or an object and then explodes.
Just hunts down the heat signature that it's after and then boom.
And yes, it does have a limited range in the ability to sense heat signatures, so that it goes after the closest one also on some level. So it prioritizes it because heat, you'll be able to sense more of the heat once you get closer to the source of the heat.
Right. It's not like it suddenly just looks up at the sun and is like, I want to get to you. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Because the temperature by which the sun is, you know, affecting the environment and stuff is so minimal.
Exactly. Yeah. It's only as much as it can detect from where it's at. Because
But that is a potential thing of where it's like, I think I know how we get rid of this stand, because it's not heavy. So why didn't Star Platinum just grab it and chuck it up into space? Like, it's the size of a baseball or like a big softball or something.
Although it looks like the kind of thing that's like made of like solid steel, like that's why it's so sturdy. Like, even though it's a stand,
Stop time, then throw it up in the air. Gravity doesn't have any effect on it while its time is stopped.
So you've got a half second of free upward travel.
Yeah, and in fact, you could stop time
repeatedly.
Well, no. I'm going with the thing that he probably has some kind of cooldown in between stopping time.
Well, or that if he stops time again, he would have to be throwing it again while time is stopped. Because with Dio and how that worked when he threw the knives, they, when he unstopped time, like, he had to unstop time so that the knives could get thrown. They weren't all...
Oh, right. Yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point, yeah.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't work that way.
I love that Jotaro.
That'd be a cool idea.
I love that Jotaro still inherited the Dio mechanic of talking while time is stopped does not count towards the cooldown.
I like that. Yeah.
Half second, but he's like, nope, I'm going to explain what I'm doing as I'm doing it, all in this half second because you got to know what I'm doing. Yep. And he creates the fire, and that was a great idea to turn the stand around.
Yeah. Yeah. And we have, I would say, successfully figured out how Jotaro is nerfed properly so that he doesn't break the plot, but he also can fight in a way by being his passive perception of 30 god, understanding things that no mere mortal should be able to ascertain.
Exactly.
Things that would make Sherlock Holmes just well done.
They did the thing that you were thinking of, basically saying, okay, we can determine several things about the serial killer just because of the jacket and everything, and it's like, okay, yep, awesome.
The fight didn't involve really Kira though, and I liked that. It did in the end, and now it's drawing Kira back. And that also brings up an interesting question. Do you need to be close to recall your stand, essentially? If it's a remote, like, long-range stand thing.
I guess you do. Like, I always figured it was something where it's more like a D&D Find Familiar, where you, like, send it out and then you can just make it cease to exist and then bring it back, from yourself.
Yeah, that's what I thought, too.
But I guess not.
Here's another thought about it, is that in some ways, maybe this is a unique thing where it isn't that it's, like, a different stand entirely, but it's something where it's... You know how Echoes has acts, right?
Yeah.
But they're progressional. Like, that means that you don't have Act 1 out anymore. Like, Act 1 will never show up again.
Sure.
But Act 3 is now, juiced up, powerful, has, even greater effects and stuff like that. But here's something that's potentially really, really kind of parallel with what Kira's stand can do. Is that Kira's stand might have acts, essentially, but they're simultaneous. So the danger is that the form that Kira's stand Killer Queen can take can be an aspect of it can be in this sheer heart attack.
Right. The stand of Killer Queen is that it has other explosive stands,
right. Or that it has little abilities that go out and operate like a stand.
And it might just be, heart attack or whatever, but it could have others. It could have others.
Yeah, and that's pretty terrifying to think of. But I like that the weakness of it still being the stand carries back to its user, which means the effects that you give to this extremely long-range remote single stand, the sheer heart attack part, means that Kira is affected by it. And that's awesome because we're getting now into the mechanics of stand fights and stand stuff with with Jotaro being like, hey, I fought stand users tons. I know that he's far away. I know that he has to. And yet Koichi is bringing up the whole thing of, but it's so strong. No, he has to be at close range. So what do you think about that? Like, do you think that that's something where that's the blend, is that Killer Queen is the short range part and sheer heart attack is the long range part?
Yeah, I think Killer Queen is definitely a short range stand, because that would just be that'd just be too busted if Killer Queen could just go around and touch things all over town and Kira didn't have to actually be near them. He could theoretically then defeat the JoBros without ever leaving his house.
Right. Okay. Okay. So that's the limitation for Killer Queen.
Right.
So then how is he doing this then? How does he have effectively 2 stands? Like, it's not 2 stands, obviously.
Stando power,
Yeah.
but that is a great question.
Yeah.
Is that because now maybe this is just the whole thing of Araki sometimes forgetting his own rules, but if
I don't know
if sheer heart attack is also a stand, right? Because its effect, what happens to it affect Kira, then it just has to be something where Kira just has multiple stands, right?
Right. Or
and they're all just explosive themed. Because, like, if it was something where it was linked to, like, Killer Queen, then maybe, like, it could chain link affect Kira, but that would seem a little bit more of a stretch.
You think that it would then affect Killer Queen, which would then affect Kira?
Maybe, but because it directly has an effect on Kira, it seems more likely that Kira just has multiple stands potentially.
Okay, so let's go with having multiple stands is against the rules. You can't do that because people were telling us back that originally the whole thing with Dio was that he was going to have all of the JoBro stands, but then
that would be too busted.
They said that would be too busted, so they switched it out.
Right.
So let's go with he has 1 stand, but it's something else. How would it be something else?
Well, the way I could see it potentially being something else is if Killer Queen can basically split themselves up into parts. Because the thing is, we've already kind of seen multiple stands in that Harvest is a single stand, but it takes multiple forms.
Gotcha.
Which kind of breaks the whole it makes the whole rule of only 1 stand null and void, because you could theoretically just have multiple stands that are all a part of 1 stand.
Right, but then what the difference though is that Harvest, if Harvest takes damage, the individual parts, Shigechi doesn't take damage. Same with Bad Company
because they're all so small that it's kind of irrelevant.
It's irrelevant, yeah.
Right.
So in this case, this one's big enough that it is relevant.
Right. So the idea of it coming from Killer Queen's hand means it makes me think it's almost like a tool that Killer Queen has at its disposal.
Oh, okay.
So it's a part of Killer Queen. Now, given that, it makes it a little bit strange that when Jotaro started ripping it apart by its mouth, even though he didn't succeed, he was starting to make it crack, and that didn't seem to give any damage to Kira, but whatever. Cool.
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, that is a good point.
But what I'm guessing is that it's something where it's basically, because it's a device, right?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it's a device that Killer Queen has as a stand, and that's how it's being, it's going to end up being explained. Because the thing itself isn't intelligent. It just does what it does.
Yeah, and it repeats the same statement thing.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is basically what it says when it has a target.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm looking at this as being a potential constant threat where once we've reevaluated things, the JoBros are on the move, they go, okay, we've dealt with this part, and we... well, actually, that's a good point. They don't know about Killer Queen. They don't know about the touched. I've already touched that doorknob.
Nope, they don't.
Crap. No, that's actually the scariest part here is that sheer heart attack is such a simple stand application that it makes sense how to avoid it and how to not get killed by it.
And that's the crazy thing. If Koichi had gone after Kira, he would have been so dead.
Yeah.
Like what Jotaro gave as an explanation totally makes sense, and that's a better way to keep him from going. I thought it was going to be something where Jotaro's like, well, wait a minute, if he is an explosive stand, it's theoretically, potentially plausible that he could leave traps behind him for if we chase after him.
Yeah, that's a good point. If you have a stand that has an aspect of it where the damage is done from a safe distance from you,
right?
Because if the damage is something that is not stand energy damage,
it's a remote thing that is then triggered whether by a timer or by something else.
You can't have it hit you,
right? Exactly,
the user,
right? So you would be far away from it when it happens, which means that you could theoretically
leave traps.
Leaves traps. Now, if this is just the stand, then maybe they wouldn't have to worry about that, but.
But that's the thing. Jotaro has nothing to go on with that because he believes this is the stand. This is maybe all the stand is. So of course he's thinking about this as this is a remote user, and yet Koichi is thinking about this from the other way of looking at it, which is the power is too strong. So maybe there's a Hunter x Hunter comparison here.
Okay.
Maybe Kira had to fulfill some conditions while in close range in order to summon it, to buff it up or what have you. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not something that can be remotely summoned far away.
Well, I think it could be that he has to summon it because if it came off of Killer Queen,
right,
then he had to, then it had to start close to him. But then there's also just the fact that it isn't intelligent. It can't think on its own. It just does the thing that it's programmed to do of find the nearest heat source, and then go to it and blow it up. And
well, instead of saying intelligent, because I get what you're saying. It's not intelligent. But another way of saying is that Kira no longer has direct control over it.
Right.
It is operating on its own accord, like you're saying.
Although that is a good question. If Kira's far away,
mm-hmm.
when was he going to have it stop? Like, did it basically have marked targets of, like, I only go after them by following heat signatures, but like let's say it succeeded and it killed Jotaro and Koichi.
Mm-hmm.
If Kira's really far away, would it just leave the building and then find the next nearest heat source and just start blowing everything up in the town?
I don't know.
Like, because that doesn't seem like Kira's style. So would it be something where he would be aware that basically all immediate threats have been neutralized, kind of a thing, and then he would just be like, okay, you can stop now, like he has an arranged on-off switch kind of a thing, but not actual like fine-tuned control?
I think what it might be also is that he would know when it kills a person, maybe.
Sure.
And then if he just hears that it's now killed its third person, he's like, oh, good. Okay, you're done.
Cool. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that.
What would be funny, though, is if it then, sends some kind of thing about, new arrivals. Because, say, Josuke shows up, heals Jotaro, and then Sheer Heart Attack's like, ugh, Master! Sends a little ping, there's more of them. And he's like, oh, crap, I can't come to save you. I'm sorry, Sheer Heart Attack. And it's like, Master, no! You did well. I mean, that's not what's going to happen.
No.
But okay, so Josuke is on his way.
Mm-hmm.
Josuke knows where to go. Do you think Josuke will arrive in time to keep Jotaro alive so that he can solve this whole thing before potentially Jotaro is put in any more danger?
I think Jotaro is going to be okay, yeah. So I think Josuke is going to show up and it's going to be all right.
Okay.
Especially since Sheer Heart Attack is kind of, disabled at the moment.
And Echo's Act 3, let's talk about that.
That was awesome. Well, okay, but before that...
okay.
If Sheer Heart Attack came off of Killer Queen...
Killer Queen, yeah.
Now, Josuke wouldn't know that.
No.
But would it be possible... No, probably not. Well, I mean, if he knew, then maybe. But would he be able to, theoretically, if they found out later, do the same thing that he did to the hand, the arm that was cut off, right? I forget whose arm it was. But
that's Crazy Diamond, though, not Jotaro.
No, I know. So Josuke. Did I say Jotaro?
You said Jotaro.
Okay,
yeah.
Josuke uses Crazy Diamond to then
summon
Killer Queen to reattach it to Sheer Heart Attack, right?
Yeah.
And then because Killer Queen has I'm assuming, of course, since it looks like Star Platinum and whatnot, it has a short range compared to, for Kira. Would that theoretically also yank Kira over?
You know what, Jacob?
What?
I think... Okay, I was checking the gloves just to see... I almost think that that Sheer Heart Attack might have been one of the gloves of Killer Queen.
Well, or just one of those icon emblem things,
right? And but it doesn't look like it. Well, it's a different color. The ones in Killer Queen are gold.
No, I know, but
then when I look in the back part here, where it's in the code here, the only part that's different. Oh, the chest piece is gone.
Or was it the shoulder one? But
it's the chest one. Yeah, hold on, let me. Oh wait, no, there is no chest one. There's no.
But there are ones on the shoulder, and see right there.
Yeah, but those are on the. Those are on here. Let me double check.
But oh yeah, right there when it shows.
Yeah, it's on there.
Nope.
See, it's on there.
Right there.
Yeah.
See a dark space.
I think that's just the lighting.
The lighting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But theoretically, if Josuke used Crazy Diamond...
See, it's the same shape, yeah. It's the same shape.
No, I know, but
it's a sun.
No, I know.
Okay, gotcha.
But if Josuke used Crazy Diamond on Sheer Heart Attack, would it pull Killer Queen, and by extension pull Kira, if Killer Queen can't be more than like, a couple meters away from Kira?
Hey, that would be hilarious.
That would
be
the
most slingshotty of ridiculous moves. The thing is that this is one of those stand users that is kind of and the one to end it all will be Crazy Diamond.
Right, and that would, since it has the whole mystery investigative side, that would feel kind of lame if it's like, let's skip to the boss fight, and then Kira's like, what the hell was that? Oh God,
He's surrounded by all the JoJo's and the townsfolk.
Immediately, Star Platinum stops time and Kira gets pummeled.
I mean, let's be real. They would want to monologue hard at him.
Oh, yes.
And then he would stand up and be like, ha, 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 ha. Killer Queen has spent the last 15 years touching this entire town.
Exactly.
And then it's all like, that's cute. Zoardo.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
But, okay, Echoes Act 3.
Echoes Act 3.
So, it's now a humanoid thing. It's got a little kid Koichi look, and it's humanoid, and it has some kind of like, I don't know, something that makes it okay. So let's make sure we understand what Echoes Act 2 did. Echoes Act 2 would put sound effects on objects that would have the attributes that would create that sound effect.
Right, exactly. Right. So sizzle, boing,
means
whatever.
It's hot or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. So in this case, Echoes Act 3 made it heavy, like really heavy.
Right, but he said freeze. Like is that like okay? The whole thing. I'm wondering how much of Echoes Act 3 is like just sort of a quirky like stand where it's got a shtick of like not really understanding what it's doing and not really explaining it to people.
Because this is like SHIT. Like it's talking. It's got its own like awkward relationship where it doesn't really want to do what Master wants, baka.
And like, the fact that saying freeze made it heavier, like I get that it freeze makes it harder for it to move, right? But you would think when it says freeze, that would be something related to ice or
something making it cold,
yeah.
But no, it might not understand its own abilities yet.
Right. Well, and that's what I thought. What I thought it was going to do is that it was going to, by freezing it, it was going to make it so cold that it wasn't able to detect heat because no heat could get past the cold on its exterior or something. And then it's just like, oh, there's nothing. Mission accomplished, or something.
Oh, wait. Here's how it could be temperature.
Right.
Here's how it could be temperature. It's generating its own heat, but it's so cold that it only detects its own heat source created by the friction on the treads. So it's burrowing into the ground, like trying to, like.
No.
I know it's stupid, but I know it's stupid, but.
Well, because like if that were the case, then what would happen? Kira would just be like, my hand feels a little chilly, like.
Well.
Or hot.
Right, but yeah, it's dumb. But okay, so Echoes Act 3 might have some kind of really powerful abilities.
Yeah.
Really powerful abilities.
Yeah,
Especially since I didn't. Well, no, it did. No, that is a big difference now. It had to touch Sheer Heart Attack in order to do this. That is a violent difference from what Echoes Act 2 was.
Yes, that is very
Echoes Act 2 was more long range, and it would throw the actual sound effect.
I'm curious if Echoes Act 3 has the same range as Echoes Act 2.
Yeah, I would say it doesn't.
Probably not.
Yeah, because it's probably getting stronger.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's part of it, is that Echoes will consistently get stronger and stronger, and it might end up being something as strong as Crazy Diamond or Zahando or something like that.
That's really too bad that Echoes Act 2 wasn't able to, like, when it saw Kira, just be like, okay, yeah, my range is only 50 meters, right? But the thing is, I can shoot things, and those things could theoretically go past 50 meters. And suddenly, everywhere Kira goes, you're just like, that's fine, we'll find him. pretty quick. You know,
on
it
some
won't be
level,
too hard.
On some level, I am curious about the changing of this ability. Like
because like maybe
Araki was writing and realized,
he's like,
oh
that's
crap,
too
Echo's Act
busted.
2 actually might make this end a little bit early. Let's have it evolve and be stronger.
Right. Stronger, you know, in certain instances, but, you know, then less utility.
In others, yeah.
Right.
Because actually we do need more utility. Like, we need Hermit Purple.
Well, that's the other thing.
Like, what?
Hermit Purple. Do they need to know the name of the person they're trying to, like, spy on or something? I don't think so. So could Hermit Purple just be like, okay, let's get a camera.
Well, it's...
Serial killer.
Well,
hey, that's what he looks like.
I think it's more of a thing of like, does there need to be does there need to be like specific, you know, parameters?
Right, like maybe like picturing them in your mind or something. So if you haven't seen them, then you'd never be able to do that, or you know, whatever.
It is kind of funny though how scrying is basically the most busted power in D&D.
Oh yeah,
and
if
a lot of DMs will just outright ban scrying. Because it's like, because it's just like, it just ruins, you know, the game sometimes.
Well, the advantage is that it's a 5th level spell, so it's like, you know, you're already you can do some pretty crazy stuff at that point, but yeah.
Right.
And actually now that
or just making sure that clever uses of it are kept to specific limitations.
Right,
you know?
well, and that's why you can have the saving throw and things like that, and there are ways to protect against it and stuff, you know, but... Yeah, Hermit Purple, the most busted stand in this situation.
Really? Now they haven't talked with Joseph about this yet, so maybe they'll have a moment where they'll actually get to.
And it could be something where you need the name. Like, even though Joseph never saw Dio, he knows the name Dio, so it's just like, okay,
yeah, they made a whole point of not being able to see the name tag.
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably going to be it, Jacob.
I'll bet that once this is all over, they'll end up talking to Joseph, and he's like, what? I mean, yeah, if you wanted to find somebody, I could if I had the name. And then they'll be like, damn it.
Yeah. That's a good point. Do you think Echoes could continually evolve?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, he's at Act 3, so there's the connotation that could definitely be the last one.
It could be, yeah.
Especially since we're fairly far into Part 4 by now.
But if it keeps going,
you know, it could get even less utility, and you know,
but we still don't know what it does yet, Jacob.
Right. Well, that's the thing, because that's the thing it's always been about Echoes, is not the specific things that it does, but the fact that it has multiple things that it can do. Right. Whereas, you know, Okuyasu Zahando, it's like, that's great, but you can literally just do the one thing, and then you just have to do that in creative ways. Whereas with even Act 3, like, okay, it's done this thing, which is crazy, making something stupid heavy that's, you know, that's very helpful. And who knows when that'll go away. Like when Sheer Heart Attack dies, okay, but,
or maybe
you know,
it's recalled, yeah.
Right, exactly. You know, so now Kira's needing to come save it, but it could have, Act 3 could have other things it could do.
Do you think that what Echoes Act 3 did has something with regards to mathematics because of the number 3 being mentioned?
I don't think so.
Are you sure? Because I'm trying to think about that whole, I combined 3 and freeze. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. But what if it does make sense?
Like you cube the weight of whatever the thing is that, you know, that you hit.
I like had that kind of percolating in the back of my mind, but something like that.
Yeah.
Like think about this in terms of sound effects. The whole thing that Act 2 threw was the sound effects had the nature of which they were, you know, like what generated the sound effect, right? But what is that then? Is that just frequency manipulation? Because then on some level it's not sound anymore, right?
Well,
that's more a level of reality manipulation,
right,
with just some weird conditions attached.
Yeah, exactly. That it just has to tie back to a sound somehow.
So what if this is some kind of mathematical frequency kind of thing?
I kind of doubt it.
Really?
Yeah, just because like when I think about JoJo's, the few times that they actually do set up some sort of measurable like numbers to something, you know, it's usually BS anyways.
I gotcha.
Like the whole thing of like the, you know, stopping time for half a second. It's like, okay, yes, but then Star Platinum can still have this awesome montage, you know, rule of cool, right? You know, but with pretty much everything else, it's something of it does something, not how much of something does it do.
That's
right?
true.
That way
That's
it doesn't
true.
get into the power levels and stuff.
Right. That's good. Because then it's more about clever thinking and countering
Exactly.
the other
The
stands,
utility of what it is that your thing does, not how much of it does it do. Like the only other thing that they really go into with numbers is the range, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And that has a very practical, like concrete way that it is used. Because otherwise it could not that it would ever go there, but like if it went too much into numbers, it could just go into the like energy blasts, you know, kind of a thing where it's like, oh, my numbers are bigger than yours, kind of a deal, as opposed to creativity. But
yeah,
I mean, they could go. They could.
We
throw out
do
the numbers.
Yeah,
for
we do
how much
basically
it
have
makes
a
them
problem
heavier.
though right now because sheer heart attack can't be destroyed. Like it cannot be destroyed. It's infinite.
Although it has taken damage.
Yeah, but not really.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
really.
still able to function.
None of
just
that.
fine.
None of that damage was transferred to Kira, so it's taken no damage.
Right. Yeah.
So that's my issue here, is that we are in a battle with an invulnerable stand basically that also explodes. And and Koichi is still figuring out his own stand at this point.
Right.
So part 2 will probably be Kira coming back,
which
Act
is 3 of Echoes being awesome.
Oh, man,
Josuke coming
back into this whole thing.
gonna be
Jotaro
so
potentially
wonderful.
being threatened again.
Yeah.
And so we are in the chase, we are in the battles, we are in the linear, step-by-step, you know, JoJo's.
Yeah.
So,
man.
Thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction discussion right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length reactions there. And all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us about stories, anime, get involved with the community there. We got a lot of events coming up soon. There's also Jacob's book that he just published.
Indeed, my sci-fi novel Battle Lines. It's available for order on Amazon. Link is in the description. Go check it out. Pretty great story. Let everyone know what you think.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
Next time.